Checking 1 2 1 2. What is this? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are back at it again, and we are trying to see what this market is going to give us. Um, it seems like today we are a little bloody, my friends. How are you guys? Let's see here. Let's go on and make sure that we are, in fact, live. I don't see myself right now, so why am I not seeing myself? Am I live right now? Check 1 2 1 2. Can anybody watch me? Can anybody hear me? Checking, checking. Just making sure that I am on, in fact. And did I do this correctly? That's the question. So let's go one more time. Let's go here. Let's go to my channel. And I don't see myself there. Did it wrong. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. To go live when am I going live? Here we go. Yes. Good morning, Savage, says Jake Gill. I'm just making sure that I am in fact live, my friends. I don't know why this is not showing up on my feed here, so that I can in fact tell the guys on Discord that I am going live, and it's not helping. I don't know why. Anyways, I am here. It is Tuesday morning, and it is um, August the 19th, right? Um, nice red day today. As you guys can see, I have the bear up here, right? And making sure that everyone can see it, in fact. And so, yeah, there's our little bear. And we have a nice red day. I mean, there's nothing else to say, right? I thought we were going to have a nice little, at least semi green day, but alas, I was wrong. And this is what the market does, right? Nobody knows. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get myself situated here. Um, can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me? I don't know why I can't find myself on my link here. Um, can you guys, in fact, hear me? I don't know if you guys can hear me. That would be awesome. Um, in any case, yes, you are seen and heard. Okay. All right. Perfect. If you guys don't mind, maybe sharing with the Discord. For some reason, I can't share it right now. I'm trying to find myself on YouTube, and I just can't find my link. I just, it's a first. I like to share it with the guys from Discord because sometimes, I've gotten a couple of people telling me to share it, and so I figured, if I can help. Oh, there I go. Finally. Well, that took a while. Anyways, good morning, guys. I hope you guys are well. Please do tell me about the um, the moves that you guys have made this morning. I do know that I kind of told you guys yesterday, right? I mean, yes, this is not financial advice for sure, but I did tell you guys, in fact, that if the stocks move down, right, 5%, 10%, what do you guys do? Cash secure puts, right? And if the stocks go up, 5, 10%, what do you guys do? Sell cash secure puts. I mean, it's not rocket science, and for some reason, it's kind of difficult for some people to like follow. But I mean, I've made a couple of moves this morning. Not as many as I should, because I again I had a bad night yesterday with my back. I kept waking up in the middle of the night with like it feels like I'm gonna get a spasm, but I don't. You know, so it's just I don't know. I am gonna go get an MRI. Sometime later. I think this week or next week. So that's what we're working on. But so bear with me. If I say one or two dumb things. It's just because I didn't sleep that well, and it's been a few nights like that already. So, um, what else am I gonna do except go live and then chat with you guys and talk about trading, right? Because I mean if I'm going to be broken in bed, I might as well make money, right? And that's why we're doing what we're doing. So Jay Gill is in the house saying good morning, Savage. Kent's mom is in the house. As always, Kent's mom, I can't say enough how I appreciate you being here. You're truly a soldier. Bobby Atkinson is in the house, says yes. Hear you clearly and can see you. That's awesome. Always be writing and saying yes. Kent's mom sold. I'm gonna say she sold some cash secure puts because I know she did. I know she's making money because that's who she is. That is what she does. She takes 110% from the gamblers and then says, you know what? Here you go. I'll give you the rest, and makes money. That's what we do. Bobby saying I shared a screenshot of a tweet on Friday. It's possible SoFi could be getting into S&P 500 by September. I don't know where or how, or to confirm that. Okay. See, that's feasible. It's just I don't think it would move it that much, because these big ETFs have already like gobbled so much stock. Right now, it's good in terms that it's going to be more of a household name. They just got to keep crushing it. Right, every quarter earnings, they just have to keep doing what they've been doing, and eventually, I mean, even if they're not part of the S&P 500, they're gonna kill it. I don't care if they're in the S&P 500. Quite honestly, I just want them to keep making money. Now, if they do get into the S&P, then great. But it's one of those things that it doesn't matter. Do you care if Unity gets into the S&P 500? I think Tesla it's not in the S&P 500, right? Yet they make a ridiculous amount of money. I mean, great if they do. If they don't, no big deal. We just keep doing what we've been doing. That's it. Let's see here. My Mando number 5, not to be confused with Mambo number 5, is in the house. And I see that you guys have given a thumbs up, and I appreciate it. Nice red day today, right? I have my nice little red shirt here. We have the bear who came out to play, and we're ready to make some money, baby. That's what we do. So remember, stock is up 5-10%. Cover calls, it's down 5-10%. Cash secure puts. That's simple. Andres de la Torre is in the house. What is up, my dude? Hello, guys from California. Another day, another dollar. I personally was wrong. I expected a little green day today, not by much, but look at what happened. Sell off, So what is this telling us, right? Well, Yahoo Finance is saying that, with all this jargon going back and forth between, I think, Russia and Ukraine and Trump and Europe, everything's in flux, right? Everything's uncertain. People are nervous. The market doesn't like uncertainty. There's a couple of stocks that are by themselves kind of surging, so to speak, but the overall market is down. The S&P 500. Okay, so this is the thing. Yes, the VIX is up 2%, right? Yes, it seems like a lot of stocks are down 5-10% today, but overall, right? Gold is only down $9 out of 3,368. Nasdaq is down 1%. The Russell 2000 is not even down 1%. It's like 1/3 of a point. The Dow 30 is up 0.14%. S&P 500 is down 0.3%. I mean, guys, it's a nothing burger. The great thing is, though, that a lot of stocks that we follow are down, a good 4 or 5% or more. C3.ai was down around 4% this morning. And you know what? Beautiful day on C3.ai to go to October puts, sell a put, do some 1750s. You can bring in, somebody brought in, the high $159 for that. So not terrible. You're basically getting the stock at $16. So that's a steal, right? C3.ai is down. Unity software was down 5%, 5.5%. You could have, if you really wanted Unity at this price, you could have gone to October cash and cure puts, another $35 cash and cure puts. They brought you in almost $3. Some people sold, some cash and cure puts for $293. That's $293. They're bringing in the 100 shares of stock if they're assigned the stock. The cash and cure put for $32 a share. That's not terrible at all. Let's see what else. RXRX is down 5%. Beautiful day for $5 cash and cure puts. Beautiful day. Go to October, sell some cash and cure puts for 60 cents. Bring in $60. Put $500 away to buy the shares. Get paid 60 cents for it, right? That's 12%. That is 12% to you, in a month to buy a stock that you want. And guess what? If the stock happens to run away, you just made 12% on your return on investment, which is great. You're annihilating the market, right? Some people this year, some seasoned. I was watching YouTube last night, and I was looking at some guy from Tasty Trade that goes live, and he talks about options, right? And he has some people that I think he calls his super traders, and then there was this lady on who has been doing call credit spreads and put credit spreads, right? And she was just saying how I think 2022 she made like 110% profit, and then the year before she made I think like 50%. And they asked her about this year, what is she doing? How much is she up this year? And she said, well, I'm up 5% or 7%. So I was like, you know what? This is somebody who Tasty Trade happens to have gotten a hold of, and she writes options just like you and I do, and she's made 7% back this year. I am obliterating her. You guys are obliterating her, and she's supposed to be like an expert, right? And she's been, I think, writing cash or options, and she has taken all the Tasty Trade courses. She does a lot of research. She buys books. She really studies, and all she has to account for this year is 7% doing call credit spreads and put credit spreads. And guys, I mean, that just tells you all you need to know. I know that there's some of you guys that like to do some call credit spreads and put credit spreads, but the money, the real money, the boring money, it's in the options that we do. Cash secure puts, covered calls. It's not rocket science, but you have to be patient, right? And then she was talking about how she was looking at Apple, and Apple is not where she wants it, so she's going to give it another 2 months and kind of lay on the sidelines for 2 months. And I cringed because as an expert options trader that she is, she should not fear the upside or the downside. She should just sell options, whether it be cash secure puts or covered calls. And I just, it just goes to show you how far along you guys are, right? And I don't know, man. I felt really bad for her because I'm like, if this is supposed to be one of their experts, it's pretty freaking sad. Because I can assure you, Kent's mom is probably outperforming her this year. And Kent's mom is obviously, she's a mom. She's chilling at home, just making money, and she's just 110% return yesterday. I mean, that's what she basically ended up, closing at. That's awesome. All right, so here we go. Andres de la Torre saying, hi all. CKT's in the house saying, already making money today. Keep it coming. Yes, sir. Sold some cash cure puts and bought back covered calls. Beautiful. Wing Commander Saga Tobin is in the house from Europe. What is up, my Dude, Mr. Lucky Go Round is in the house saying, Savage! What is up, my dude? Um, you know, nice down day today. Not necessarily bloody, but Recursion is down 5%. Rivian is down half a point. Um, I told you guys yesterday the SOXS, the Direction Daily Semiconductor Bear leverage shares 3x. It was a buy yesterday. I think it was like 680 or whatever. It went up about 7 today. But the point is that whenever semiconductors are like at 52-week highs, this is at a 52-week low. So, it never hurts to do a little bit of a hedging in case the market drops, right? So, if you got an extra few bucks, not the most terrible of investments to make. GameStop is down 1% today, which is lovely because my $23 covered calls expiring in October are now 161. I sold them for 192. I'm up, 15%, and I'm just folding my arms, baby. That's what I do. Archer Aviation was down almost 5% this morning. It's down uh, almost 4% right now. Beautiful time. I mean, you know what? I would covered call. I'm sorry, cash secure puts for October. Not a terrible deal. Do some $9 cash secure puts and try to ask for a 75-cent stinker, right? You could do 80 if you want to be hard to get, so to speak. And you want to play hard to get, go to 80. It's at 74 as the ask right now. So you can cross your arms and see if it comes down any further to you, not chasing it. Or could you say, you know what? I'm going to take $73. I'm going to put $900 up so that I can get it for $73, right? And you're essentially buying it for $827. What is wrong with that? Archer Aviation is going to be a nice little good stock to be trading for the next few years because it's so volatile. And I love making money with it. Let's see here. We got SMCI down 3% today. So anybody that's looking at a super microcomputer, that's a nice day to get in today. We can look at the September 19th cash secure puts. You could go, in the money and do the $45 cash secure put, get $313 for it. Or you could go to October. Go to October, do the 43 dollar cash secure put and bring in $310 right now this second. I mean, you're essentially getting the stock for $40. Not a bad trade at all. Not to your liking, no worries. Sentinel 1 is at $17. You could it's not really a red day for Sentinel 1. The ticker is S, right? But I like the stock. I do like the stock, and if I really wanted to own it, going to October 17th would not be terrible. Sell some $17 cash secure puts. The stock is at 1704 this moment. And you can ask for 140. Bring $140 in, almost 10%. And you can cross your arms until October and wait till you get those shares. Not to your liking, perfect. Riot was down almost 3% today. It's down 1.5% right now. If you're looking to get into the Bitcoin, the Bitcoin hoopla, right? You can sell some puts on Riot, and you can do some $12 cash secure puts for 130. You're getting over 10% going to October, and then you're getting the shares basically under $11. Not the worst thing in the world. Not to your liking, go to 11. Go to 11. Dare to come down to 11 and get some free money. There's some cash secure puts expire in October going for 81 cents at this moment. What is wrong with that? Absolutely nothing. What else do we got here? Lucid is down a bit. You guys know $2 cash secure puts for October, man. I was telling you about that yesterday. $2 cash secure puts. Ask for 17, 18 cents. You could super stink it at 20 and try to get 10% back. You can totally do that. Why not? Get paid. Open Door Technologies was up a little bit this morning, and it's taking a bit of a breather, and it's just, it's not going to stop. If it does tank, because there's going to be some profit taking, prepare for that. At this point, if you own this stock, Don't be afraid to sell some $5 cash secure covered calls. Sell some $5 covered calls out to January. Ask for 125 bucks, 130 bucks. Not the worst thing in the world, especially if you got the stock at like 100. Dollar, or under. You're essentially 5xing your position, and you're bringing in your cost basis for you having the shares. On a covered call, you're basically bringing in your cost basis, which is 100 bucks. You're bringing in 125, 130 bucks. Nothing wrong with that at all. You're taking money off the table. You are getting paid to own stock that you want anyways, right? Let's see here. Big Bear is down. So, I went in and I think I talked about these yesterday, right? I saw the blood in the streets, and I sold some cash secure puts out to 2027. It was the $7 strike. I got 355 for them. I know I told you guys 350, but it went down. That was yesterday, and it went down further. So, I'm more than 50% in premium to hold my stock. To hold my money, to literally put my money in the bank. That's what I see it as, putting my money away in the bank and seeing what happens in a year and a little bit over, right? If the stock recovers and it goes to $10, $11 in the next year, those are going to go down to like 50, 60% easily, right? I can assess then what to do. But what I know for a fact, I took big chunks, right? I took just a big chunk. So taking 50% off of 350 is $1.75, right? On 10 contracts, that's $1,750. What is wrong with that? That is a mortgage payment for some people. So just that little trade by itself, right? Remember we were talking about yesterday, if somebody really was like gung-ho on this stock and decided to do 100 cash secure puts with $70,000, they could make $35,000 more, actually. $36,000 today. They could have made that if they would have had just, the conviction to say, this is a stock that I want. This is a stock that I see is going to be a player in the AI realm, right? And I like it. I like the stock. You like what they're about, you can make a ridiculous amount of money right then and there. Like today, this morning, right now. If you go to 2027, some $7 cash secure puts, and then just say, see you guys in a year. What is so wrong with that? Some expert that I saw on YouTube yesterday, the Tasty Trade expert, right, that was getting interviewed, she's made 7% this year. An expert, okay? And then she started blaming April. She said, I didn't think April was going to be so bad, and I got caught, and I had to roll out to very far out and leaps, and now then she's like, I didn't think it was going to recover so quickly, and blah blah blah, and so I had to average down, and dude, that's what are you doing? I understand what she did, but that's what a novice would do, right? This is supposed to be an expert, and if you bring in 50%, 55% on a trade right now, you've already outperformed that expert 5, 6 times, 7 times. That is insane. And that's exactly what we could do right now this morning with BBAI. If you're, itching to write a nice, long leap and capitalize on that. And what the reason I write leaps on cash secure puts is because, one, they bring me in a lot of premium, right? But I also have a big buffer in case we drop suddenly for whatever reasons, just like this morning. Say the market dumps 10%, 15% for whatever reason. Let's say Jackson Hole, Jerome Powell decides that he's not going to cut any rates, and he's not looking to cut rates in October either. And the market tanks 10, 15, 20%, a sell-off, right? People taking money off the table, raising capital. What do? Well, guess what? people like us that sell cash secure puts out further, like 18 months out, 14 months out, 60 months out, you're protected up to 50%. Now, let me tell you, if the market drops 50%, you have way more things to worry about other than your portfolio. I can guarantee you that. Okay. As a child of war, I can honestly tell you there's definitely worse things to worry about when the stock market drops that much. We're talking about food insecurity, homelessness. We're talking about markets crashing, people losing jobs by like a 30, 40% nationally. I mean, we're talking about ridiculous, like downturn economic black swan events, right? And when I say I'm a child of war, what I mean is that I was born in El Salvador, during the war of the 1980s. And I remember seeing, firsthand the guerrillas and then the National Army get into like firefights. They were getting into like gunfights out in the open with kids like me and others that were just playing soccer in the street. And then out of nowhere, we would hear like all these firecrackers. And next thing you know, boom, here come these soldiers on one side, and they're like in trucks, and they have like these huge bags, and they're filled with sand, and then they just dump them on the street. And next thing you know, 5, 10 soldiers get like on the other side of the bags, and then they just start getting into like their kneeling position with their rifles, and they start shooting somewhere. And we're like, where are they shooting? And then we turn, and then we look at further ahead. There's some guys wearing some dirty pants and like some shirts, and then they're like, they look all disheveled, and they have like greasy hands, and they're like shooting at the soldiers, and it was terrible. And I remember seeing tanks in the street just like randomly, in the streets of San Salvador, which is like the main city of El Salvador, where we used to go and shop for just groceries and sometimes for clothes and whatnot. And it was, I mean, it was life, right? I didn't know any better. I know I saw that, but I remember seeing the fear in my mother's face, right? And then the stores would just close, and they wouldn't sell any food because they just they would be robbed, or then the public transportation will stop running because they didn't want to risk getting shot at, right? So they would just stop running, and then I remember the banks were closed. I remember people paying like getting into fights over how much beans were being sold for, because I guess nobody was selling. So the people that had beans and rice, they were selling them like really high, like maybe I remember like 4 or 5 times what they usually cost, right? So people were really angry, and so that is what that's what happens, in a really bad economy, right? And so um, when I say that things can get really ugly and really bad, and the last of your worries will be your stock market portfolio, that is what I'm talking about. So yeah, and I don't mean to like be a Debbie Downer here, but I'm just giving you like a little insight, right? Now, just terrible things happen, man, and sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. But like this is exactly why we're taking advantage of stuff now, right? So that you can just put yourself in a position where you can always have a nice little nest egg, and if for whatever reasons something terrible was to happen, you're covered for a little bit, right? You have a nice little cushion, and yeah, and in case of like a really big crash, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, right? But like, always prepare yourself. All right, here we go. Jared is saying, good morning from sunny Cincinnati. Sold my 12, 645, 650 call credit spreads for 650 profit. Let's go. Good job, man. Good for you, brother. William Idaho is saying good morning. Hector is saying good morning. Good morning, William. Good morning, Hector. How you guys doing, man? Mike Eguizabal. Mike E. Good morning, all is saying, and I am saying buenos dias, my friend. Walter Young is in the house saying good morning, Savage. Good morning, Walter. Lisa Sasa is in the house saying I took 24% profit off of Rocket Lab January 2026, $44 cover calls. Thank you, gamblers. And that's how you play this game, my friends. All right. Let's see here. Iova, right? IOVA, it was up nice yesterday. It was to 662, I think. It's a 260 now. Um, let's see here. Oh, it's 283 this morning. Okay. And before that, it was 286, and it's down 26 cents since then. So it was up 14%, and now it's down to it's up to 4%, but it's lost 10% since this morning. So nice little sell-off going on. I mean, that's what's going on. Prairie Operating Co. is down 13%. Whoa. So this is cash and cure put time. Oh, wow. There is nothing. The 250 cash and cure puts for 10/17 October, they are not even there. There's nobody that's trying to buy this puppy. That's crazy. Oh, December. 55 cents going to December, 55 cents for a 250 cash and cure put. Not terrible. You get a 21%, 22%. Not terrible at all. Yeah, that would not be terrible at all. Let's see here. What else do we got here? Ethereum is down to $4,100. Bullish. Now, I took a position on bullish yesterday. And man, I guess I should have waited a day. But, this is exactly why you take big chunks, right? I got $11 for a cash secure put out to October for a $65 cash secure put. Now it's down to $59.70 at this point. So let's say 60. I'm protected up to $54, right? That's why you take big chunks. If I would have done the weekly on it, I'd be down massively right now, and I'd be sweating bullets because I'll get these shares put to me, and I'm down $5 already, $6, $7, right? But if you take big chunks and you protect yourself from just this, you can have more breathing room, and it also gives you more time to plan ahead, and gives you more options, right? It gives you the chance to see more options and to see whether you want to make a lateral move. Do you want to take a longer position or a shorter position? Do you want to take money off the table by rolling and then going down on a strike and then going up further in time? Do you want to stay where you are and then just, get more premium by staying at the same strike? I mean, it's just, there's so many variables and so many things that, having a few months to think about it other than like a few weeks, it's just a lot better, to me, because I'm a man of options, right? Pun intended. And that's exactly why you protect yourself with big chunks. You know, anybody that did, put credit spreads, for next week or zero day to expiries right now is bad. It's down bad. And it's like you've already lost. And if you have writing up to Friday, you're now praying that we have a recovery, right? So like, this is what happens, guys. And then that time is just shrinking, because like yesterday you had 4 days, now you have 3, and tomorrow you don't know what's gonna happen. You could be down to 2 days, 1 day before you know it, and all that data is decaying, right? So that's why I don't do 0 day to expiries. It's just too much of a hassle. It's just my 2 cents, right? Moneymaker Juan is in the house saying good morning, all. Covered calls are all paying today. That's why we write covered calls, my friends. This is exactly why we write covered calls. Juan Velasquez is in the house saying good morning, everyone. Profit taking day for sure, and that is a fact, my friend. I said that today little profit taking place. You know what I think also? I think that people are building cash reserves at this point, preparing for the Jackson Hole meeting, and they're starting now because I think we're going to have bad news out of Jackson Hole. I don't think we're going to have a rate cut. And I know everybody was baking it in and was saying, we're going to have 3 rate cuts this year. I'm not saying we're not going to have a rate cut this year. I'm saying I think the September one, just because of PPI, I think it may not happen. PPI was just extremely high. And so, I think people are preparing to build some cash reserves so that they can go shopping on Jackson Hole Day, right? I think it's Friday. Which is exactly why I was buying back, a lot of covered calls, and cash secure puts yesterday, right? Especially cash secure puts. And I saw opportunity in some places and I took it, and now I'm building cash reserves at this point. But I'm preparing for bad news, which to me is great because, when there's blood in the streets, it's when we feast, right? When we take advantage of everything that's on sale. We basically are like a kid that just went into like this candy shop, right? And you see all these candy, all over, and it's 40, 50% off, 30% off. I mean, what? Why wouldn't you take advantage of that? So, Wing Commander Saga saying on bullish, you could do a put credit spread 65-45 and get 10-50 with some downside protection. You could. I did a $65 cash secure put and brought $11. So, same thing. I brought in a little more, and at this point, I'm protected up to $54, and quite honestly, that's where I was looking to get into the stock. Is in the 50s, right? So, if it keeps falling from there, and it goes to the 40s, then I'll do some $45 cash secure puts and try to bring in another $8. So that I'm protected up to 32, right? Or let's see. No, that's 40. 45 would be unprotected up to like 37. So then my average would be, 54 and 37, and it'll meet in the middle, right? And so I'm averaging down, so to speak. Totally cool with that. So the visual arts is in the house saying, my guy, what is up, my dude? I hope you're having a great day and making money today. All right, let's see here. It looks like crypto is down all the way around, man. Intelia is down. Red Cat is down. For those of you playing Red Cat today, it was down 4%. If you're looking for a cash secure put, I would go to October and sell the $8 cash secure put. The stock is almost at $9. It's at $8.90. Selling an $8 cash secure put and bringing in $95. That's more than 10%. I'll take that all day, every day. That's almost 12% that you're bringing in for buying a stock that you've been eyeing. If it's Red Cat that you've been eyeing. Let's see here. Arcturus Therapeutics is down. I mean, everything is down. QQQs are down. NVTS are down 3.65%. My $8 cash secure puts are down at break-even price at this point. So expiration date is September 19. So I guess I'm going to have a couple of 100 shares of NVTS. Totally okay with that. They have they signed a contract with NVIDIA. So that's where we're going with that stock. And I am not scared of it at all. Quantum computing is down 5%. Now, see, quantum computing, the ticker is QUBT. If you have been trying to get into the quantum game, right? The quantum computing game. It's very early, right? Right now, if we were to give it like a place in time and see where we're at, if we compared it to the internet, quantum computing would be like the equivalent of 1993, like where we were with the internet in 1993 at this moment, right? So very early on, but it's not too early to start getting into positions because when the quantum computing stocks fly, they will fly and it'll be too late for people to get in. So quantum computing, QUBT, good company to get into. Right now, weak revenues overshadowing their new contracts and the stronger cash position, but they do have a lot of cash on hand. They did lose 36.5 billion in revenue of just $61,000. That is nothing to write home about. But they just signed a lot of new contracts, so that money's still to come in. So the next quarter, it's where you're going to see that money from those new contracts, right? So I think it's an upside to that. The stock is at $15, and if you were to go to October, you could sell a $15 cash secure put and bring in $200. You could basically go and say, ask for $2 or $1.95 even, and you could bring in $195 on your $15. So you're basically getting almost 15%, right? So nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing whatsoever. Do you want to get more protection even? Go to January. Go to January, do the $15 cash secure put, and ask for $340. So you're basically getting 23%, 23%. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that call. Nothing. You are protected, all the way down to like 1150, right? Nothing wrong with that at all, man. It's a good stock. I think it's a good company. I think it's very early on. They're taking it on the chin today, but it's not because of them. It's just like the whole market as a whole, right? It's doing a little sell-off. Nothing wrong with that at all. Rigetti Computing, RGTI, is down 7% today. So if you guys have been looking at a company like Rigetti, that's Rigetti Computing provides full stack quantum computing services, or another quantum play. It serves global enterprise, government, and research clients through its Rigetti Quantum Cloud Services platform. All right. They're based out of Berkeley. I love my California companies. And if you were to do a $15 cash secure put, the stock is at $15.45. You can bring in $171 right now. If you go to October, right? You want to get even more protection? $15 cash secure put going all the way to January. Ask for $3 and stink it, so you can get 20% on your investment. Nothing wrong whatsoever. IonQ is down. SMCI is down. SoundHound is down almost 10%. And it was down yesterday. And today, I think, would be a great day for a $13 cash secure put and bringing in $135. So ask for $135, 10%, right? Just a little over 10% for doing a cash secure put on SoundHound all the way up to October. Not the most terrible contract that you can write, okay? And this is actually a good company. SoundHound, you'll basically be getting it for like around 1170. SoundHound is a company that moves between $10 and $15, and it goes up and down like that. It's got a lot of IV to it, and I love writing cover calls and cash secure puts on it because you're just getting paid, and so if it's a If you're looking for a position on a company that is going to bring you a lot of money every month, this would be one of those. Now, again, this is not financial advice. This is just me telling you that you could definitely make money with this company, writing cash secure puts on it and covered calls. And you can start with a cash secure put and dare the market to put it to you, right? There's a market to put it to you, and and take a position. And if you get those shares put to you, then on a day when it jumps 5-10%, you can write a covered call. You got it for basically 1170, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna write 13s, right where your cash secure put was at. You're gonna write 13s or 14s, and that's for like $100. And then you're gonna play that game, and then you're gonna keep doing it until you get taken out, and then you're gonna do on a down day like today when it's down 10%, you're gonna go and do cash secure put, right? And you're gonna ask for another, $150, $130, and that's how you're gonna be playing that game. You're gonna go back and forth, and it's awesome because it's such a volatile stock, but it also has been trading between $10 and $15, I think, for the last 6 months. Now it does break the pattern sometimes, but for the most part, it always comes back to that channel, and that's kind of where you want to trade it between 15 and 10, and then just take advantage of all those ups and downs. And at some point, it's going to break out to either side, or the upside or the downside, but you'll figure it out then. Until then, get paid to have the stock. So SoundHound is definitely a day that you can take advantage of. Let's see. Somebody mentioned Domo the other day to me, and I started looking at it, and look at that. It's down 5% today. You can go out to October and sell a put on it. It's 14.10 at this moment. You can do a $14 cash secure put and bring in $150. Is it too expensive for your taste? Go to 13 and bring in $1. So you're basically putting $1,300 out in the ether, right? And saying, I want to buy this stock for $13 a share in October. Give me $100 for my problems. Give me $100 for me having faith in this company and being so bullish as to give you money up front, because I believe in that company, and I believe that company is $13. Give me $100, and somebody out there will give it to you. That's how you make money. All right. So what do we say? When you say 22% back, how do you get that back after you place a cash secure put? Wait till expiration. Okay. So the way you get that back, right? So say right now we're looking at Domo, just for argument's sake, right? And I was just telling you guys, you could do the $14 cash secure put, right? So you go to Domo, you go to the options, and you go to October 17th, and then you'll see, the options chart for that date. And you go to 14, you'll see that $14 cash secure puts right now are going between bid, which is 145, and ask 155, right? So that's a $10. That's a 10-cent spread. So you can go in the middle if you just want to get a sign and get the money off the table at this moment, or you could go to 155 or 160 even and do a ask, a stink ask, and see if the stock keeps falling. But it seems to kind of have chilled at the moment. It's kind of stagnant, right? It's been stagnant like that, I think, for like the last 10 minutes, the last 5 minutes. Now, it can go back down, but it seems like it already tried twice. There's a little, it seems like it found support. It went back up, got hit down, and it's back down at support. So, if it goes back down, then it means it kind of wants to go down, right? Because it keeps on going into that floor. If it breaks support, it's going to 13. But it's already been down a couple of days. So will it keep falling? It's already down 5%. Not saying it can't go down any further. Just saying that it's It seems to have a floor at 14. Now, you can go to trade options, right, and go to October 17th, and you go $14 cash secure put, and you could ask for 150. Now, if you take $150, let's say it triggers, and it brings you in 150 bucks, right? You put away $1,400, and 10% of that is $140, right? You're bringing 150. So essentially, you're bringing in like 11%. That's what I mean by that. You're bringing in 11%. Now, it's up to you whether you want to just keep it there and then just dare the market to put the shares to you, you know, or if for whatever reasons, let's say the stock recovers like in the next week and it goes up to like $16, $17, right? These puts are going to shrink. They're going to go from 150 to like 75, 70 cents. So then you're now up, 50%, 55, 60%. You can then, because the time has, kind of shrunk, as has the stock recovered upwards, right? That means that the cash secure puts are less valuable, right? So instead of being $155, $150, those are going to be 70, 75 cents, right? Maybe 60 cents. You can then make a decision and say, you know what? I'm just going to cross my arms and wait until those either get assigned to me or I get my collateral back. Your collateral being your money, right? Your investment, your capital. So, or you can say, you know what? I don't want to wait an extra 3 weeks. I made 40, 50% in a week. I don't want to wait 3 weeks. I want to go and, I see another stock that is down 10, 15% today that I like. I'm going to move my money that way so that I can now go there and try to get 10, 15% on it to go to October, right? So then what you do is you're going to buy back this cash secure put for 60 cents. And it was 150. So you took $90 off the table, 90 cents per share. So now you're closing. So that's now for sure, that's how much money you took off the table. And you're not going to wait to get assigned or to get your collateral. You're just taking a position. Now you're saying, I'm out. I'm taking my money off the table. And they'll return your $1,400 and you get to keep the difference between 150 and 60, which is 90, right? So there you go. That's what I mean by, you can 15% is what you bring in originally. Now you can change it anytime you want. If you see that there's opportunity over there, or you could just not. You could just say, F it. I'm gonna let the market take me out or give me back my money. And I do that sometimes. Sometimes I dare it. I milk everything. And sometimes I don't. Sometimes if I sold a leap up a year, up to 2026, 2027, and let's say something happens to the stock where it goes down to like, it shrinks 30%, 25%. I already made 30%, 25% in like a week, 2-3 weeks. Like I don't have to wait another 11 months for the other 70% because that's all time, right? That's not it's just not worth it to me to now wait, another 11, 12 months to bring in the other 70% because I just brought, 30% so quickly. Sometimes I make it in 2 days, 30% in a day. And I just exit. I'm out, because I'll see the opportunity elsewhere. That does happen. So, and anyhow, so that's the deal. Mr. Lucky saying Webull options are, yeah, the cause. So yeah, no, it's awesome. The volume in OI doesn't matter. I mean, the volume matters because the volume. If there's a lot of volume and it's getting sold off, I mean, it matters because the volume must follow the stock, right? Otherwise, you have a divergence. So if it goes up and the volume is a lot, that's good because it means that, the volume is following the stock, the price, right? Now, if it goes up massively and the volume is low, that's not good. That's a divergence, which means that, that's not really a real breakout. That's just something else. And that's when I go and I buy puts. I don't recommend you guys do that. That's just what I do, because more often than not, that stock went up too quickly. There's a divergence and it comes back down. Conversely, if a stock has a lot of volume and it's going down, right, and getting sold off, that's good. It means that the stock is selling off for whatever reasons, it's selling off. There is no divergence. Now, if there's very low volume and the stock sells off and goes down, let's say it's a $15 stock, there's low volume and it goes to $12, that's a divergence because the volume is not following the stock price, right? And so something else is at play. That's when I go with cash secure puts because the IV is higher, um, more often than not. And so yeah, that's just the open interest. I mean, the open interest is just how many dancers there's on the floor. I like going somewhere where there's more open interest, because it the spreads are thinner, right? They're closer. When there's not much volume, the spreads are farther apart. So I'd rather be in a position where the spreads are less and thin because it's easier to come in and out of the stock, right? It's easier to sell than to buy. Um, that being said, today I today I was actually the first um, data point, the first one to sell. I think AOI cash secure put for 1017. I asked for 290, but it was just not happening, and I saw the stock starting to recover a bit, and I ended up going for 285. I said, "F it, I'm gonna get 285 for a $22 cash secure put." Um, and so, give me a second, guys. Hello, this is Caesar. Hello.
Hi.
Yes.
Hi. We have a conversation there. That's strategy about regarding this voice.
Oh yes. Hi.
Hi. Actually, this work, I don't see you in that July 29th. You think it was a different date?
No, it was not, I sent an email to you guys that on that day, but I think it was July 12th or something like that. It was with Matt.
One for July 16th.
That's it. That's the one.
Okay. You need an email address? You want to send it out again?
I think it's one you guys had it on file.
Well, I don't remember.
No, it was on July 29th, and you don't have it. Either way. K is in Kappa, U is in Ucheron, J is in James, O is in Oscar, and Q is in Yes, ma'am. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so let me know that you or whatever company. Yeah. So you get back.
As long as it has the information that's needed, right? Just like the last one you guys said, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Well, that and also, the type of treatment, right? The one that can work for the insurance. So all those numbers, all that.
Got it.
Yep,
You said you already received the stuff, your stuff.
correct.
Have you done one before? Okay.
Yep,
That up.
excellent.
I'll make sure.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Okay.
That is my chiropractor, guys. I told you guys that I was gonna go and see a chiropractor, and so we're just getting things kind of neatened up before I end up seeing this chiropractor because I think this injury is kind of nagging and it's gonna nag for a while. Which is why I'm doing cash secure puts and covered calls, my friends. This body, I only get one, and I don't know if I want to work until I'm 70 years old. And so if I can work until my early 50s and then retire, great. That's what we're doing. Um, so let's see here what we got here. D Visual Arts is saying nice. John Harpster is saying good afternoon, everyone. John Harpster, how you doing? Good morning, my friend. And then D Visual is saying you need a Discord. I'm actually on the Discord, and in The Bagel Club, baby, the Bagel Gang. So anyhow, what were we talking? AAOI, right? We were talking about AAOI. So yes, let's see here. Oh man, so it kept going down. Shoot, I should have stink bid it for 3. Now I'm down $18. Anyways, so if you guys go, you guys actually see me because I'm there by myself, right? As far as stats, the volume is 1 for today, and that's me. You'll go up to the AOI $22 cash secure put, which is giving you $3.03 at this point, which you can stink it for 305 or 310 if you want. But if you want to get filled, you could really do a $22 cash secure put expiring in October, and that's for $305 right now, and it probably get filled. So there's your $300 for $22 that you're putting away. What does that mean? That means that you're getting well over 10%. You're getting up to like 15% or more for going to and saying you're going to buy AAOI for $22 on October. So basically, I'm buying it for like $19 and a little change. And this is a stock that I want. This is a stock that I like. It's volatile and it rips. It rips 10%, 20% in one day. And then like today, it goes down 10%. And it's beautiful to ride in because the IV is so high. The IV is above 100 most of the time, between 90 to 100. And I love it because that just means that that's more premium for you, right? That's the way you skin that cat. And so you guys can definitely see my one and only contract. I was actually the first person there, and then I'm there at 285 as the last trade, high trade, and low trade of the day. You guys can beat me right now and put away $2,200 on AAOI for October and ask for $305 right now. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a good stock. It's a volatile stock. If you are assigned those shares, you can write some covered calls on it and bring in a lot of premium. Then dare them to take you out. If they take you out, then you do again, some cash secure puts and back and forth. You keep stacking money. That's what we do. That's what we do here. All right. So Margin Call is saying, hey, good morning, all. Good morning, Margin Call. I think you're a first timer here. Nice to see you, my friend. We're talking Applied Optoelectronics. That ticker is AAOI, and it's a beautiful day for cash secure puts on it. It's down 11%, 12% today, and you can take such an advantage. I mean, you really could take money from a baby. You could go to January. And you can sell a $20 cash secure put right now so that you can get that stock literally at $16 and bring in $4. You can ask for $4 on a $20 cash secure put out to January at this point. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that, my friends. Nothing wrong with that at all. All right? You're protected up to $16 and you're bringing in $4. What is wrong with that? The stock is at $23. So it has to have a swing of $7. It has to drop pretty much 33% for you to get assigned. I mean, that is beautiful. That's a beautiful right there. What else do we have today? Webull, man. Webull is down 4 or 5% today. There's nothing I can say. I mean, you can go to October 15s. It's 15.27. You can bring $275 right now. Ask for $275 for a $15 cash secure put. You're getting almost 20% for your trouble. What is wrong with that? Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Clean Spark is up. It's down today. My VIX is up today. Beautiful, beautiful thing. The SPY is down. NEO is up. Interesting. I like that. I'm holding like 100 contracts of NEO, $15 calls expiring 2027. A little gamble, a little lottery ticket there. It is all good. Let's see here. Google is down. Amazon is down. Nebius is down. TeraWolf is down. QBTS. That's another puppy that I really, really like. D-Wave Quantum, that's QBTS, the ticker. You could trade options on it and go to October 17th and sell a put on it. It's at $15 at this point. You can sell a $15 put and ask for $173 for a $15 cash secure put. Thus bringing you way more than 10% if you want to play that game and wait till you get assigned or take money off the table once it recovers. All your prerogative, my friends. Lyft is down, UiPath is down, QuantumScape is down. Mara Holdings is down 5%. If you've been looking to get into this space, into this stock, October 17th, cash secure puts, the $15 ones are bringing you 136 cents right now. So it's $136. You're getting almost 10% for your troubles. If you wanted to buy this stock, nothing wrong with that at all. All right, guys. So what else do we have here? Looks like people are just trading, and that's beautiful. Yeah, well, what are we looking at here? Let's see. So it seems that the Apple wants to build a robot, huh? It will need AI chops, and that's another thing. AI is the big thing. Intel is up 7.6% today. Eli Lilly is up 1.7%. Oh my God, who is down 42%? Who is this? Viking Therapeutics. Oh my God, I used to trade this. Like 7 years ago, 6 years ago. It was like, I think it was like 10, 20 cents a share. Oh my God. Holy moly. I guess they had a bad study. It's down 42% today. Jesus. Down from like $40 to $24. Down 17 and almost $18 today. Jesus. Talk about a fall from grace. Holy moly. If you were looking at getting into like, some therapeutics and you're looking at a stock that's going to give you a lot of for some cash secure puts, I mean, today's the day to get into that if you've been eyeing it. I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying do your due diligence. NVIDIA is down 2.5%. Very interesting. Open is down 5%. Palo Alto is up almost 4% today. Interesting. Yeah, no, it's so Home Depot's sales were down today. Interesting. The retail earnings came out and it's not good. So that's exactly what is going on. Interesting. I see that. So that's just see again. This goes into kind of it combines with the PPI, right? Where the producers are telling you that everything is more expensive, and guess who's going to end up paying more for services and goods? Us. They're going to pass on costs to you. So it's saying, so here it is. U.S. stocks traded mixed on Tuesday as Home Depot let out this week's results from retail giants, and investors watch for signs of tariff-induced stress as Wall Street weighs the odds of interest rate cuts. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was just above the flat line, while the S&P 500 fell about 0.4%. The tech-heavy NASDAQ composite declined over 1% on a muted start. A nearly 6% decline in Palantir and a more than 4% loss for AMD led the losses in tech. So this is something that I was talking about on Friday, right? Producers are telling you we're paying more for goods, wholesale. And I follow a lot of YouTubers, right? Because I'm a content creator myself, but I like content. So there's this guy that I follow that he pretty much buys the same thing every month when he goes shopping, because what he likes to do is he likes to show you what the difference is in prices from one month to the next. And he's been doing this since 2020. and he was comparing, and he has literally he has the receipts, and he's able to show, um, what ground beef was in 2020, 2021, 2022 at different months, and he's able to show you what toothpaste was worth, soap. Uh, his big thing is coffee. He sees that the coffee Costco sold, which is really good coffee, um, he was buying it for like five something in 2020. That is like $18 right now, right? So that's insane. Nuts. He likes nuts. Mixed nut bag. I guess those were like, $4.98 or something like that. Like 2 years ago. Right now those are like $12.90 something. So it's just, that tells you where we're going, right? It's just inflation is kind of crazy at this point. And people may want to like get political and say, we have a really robust economy right now. We're going on the right track. Are we though? I mean, are we? When you go to the store, do you really feel that you're getting, more bang for your buck? Is gas really that much cheaper than it was like a year ago? I don't think so. Look at eggs. Eggs cost the same. Um, Butter, milk. I mean, all these things are more expensive. And so, we as the consumers are the ones really paying the difference for all these tariffs that have not yet been taken into account, because a lot of those tariffs started kicking in on August the 6th, right? And PPI was only, I think, accounting for July. Wait until September when the August PPI and CPI come out. You're going to see a big difference. And now with Home Depot telling you sales are down, profits are down, people are not buying stuff because it's way more expensive because of tariffs. Um, that's a microcosm of like America and the discretionary spend, right? People are not going out to vacations as much. People are taking money that they would otherwise spend on vacations. A big deal this year. I mean, I saw a report like, on the news. Staycations are like on the rise this year, which means people cannot afford to go to like other states. So they're literally staying at home. And like, they're saying that they're going to go to like, parks and they're going to stay local because, gas is expensive and they don't want to spend that much on gas. Hotels are extremely expensive. Airbnb is like, I guess, supposed to be super expensive. It's been 10 years since I stayed at an Airbnb, so I would be the worst um, point of reference there. But I mean, it kind of gives you an insight to where we're going. So I think what's happening in the market today is just it's letting us know that shit is not sweet, right? And based on these factors, I mean, the Fed has absolutely no reason to cut rates. And I think that's what people are that's exactly what people are seeing. That's why I think this little sell-off is happening, because people are trying to raise cash for those terrible numbers that they're expecting. And that news of them, you know, not cutting rates, the market's gonna sell off, but it's all a matter of how much. Or are we baking it in already? We don't know, right? Nobody knows what the stock market's gonna do, right? It could go up, down, it could go friggin' circles. We don't know. But what we can do is we can prepare, right? And that's why we're sitting on cash reserves at this point. This is why we are sitting on a pile of cash with cash secured puts, and we're trying to see what happens so that then we can make a move. And if for whatever reasons there's a sell-off of like 5 to 10% in the market or more, say 15%, I mean that's when I'm taking a nice little chunk of my money that I have in my reserves and I'm going shopping. That's what you do when the market sells off and you buy things on the cheap, right? Um, and then we'll see what September holds in October. right? But until then, we gotta take what the market gives you. Our covered calls. I mean, I have a ridiculous amounts of covered calls right now, out to like January 2026 and 2027, June 2026. And I'm just folding my arms at this point and watching them bleed, right? Because if we do have a sell off, I'm going to put some stink bids there that are going to be ridiculously stinky. And I'm going to look at getting taken out for like 10% of what those covered calls, I sold them for. That's how I play this game, guys. Anyhow, what do we got going on here? Cindy B is in the house saying, "Hey, Savage." Cindy B, how you doing? Good morning. I sold 2 cash secure puts on Intel yesterday, says Cindy B. Good for you. You're making money. Lisa Sasa is in the house. Palantir on the 160. This one has been overvalued. I agree. I think Palantir is trading at like 1,000 times forward earnings, right? Price over earnings, and it's insane. It has no business in 160 land either. It doesn't have business like in 110. The stock should be like 40, $50. And I mean, I'm bullish in the stock. Like, I'm one of the original people. Like, I was making videos a year and a half ago and telling people, please buy Palantir. Please buy Palantir because it's $6, $7, $8, $10, $15, $14, $20, $25. I mean, it's on wax, right? You guys can see the tapes. You guys can see my videos a year ago and see what I was talking about. You'll see exactly what I was saying. It's about buy Palantir. It's one of the savage stocks. So way over value, I agree. Andres de la Torre is saying went crazy, sold 1 cash secure put. BBAI generates $27 $10 strike and received $600. Wrote another with the proceeds. I love this game, dude. There is nothing wrong with that. I see nothing wrong. You took 60% off the table, and you're basically buying that stock at $4. You're protected all the way down to $4. It's at $7 right now, and you have a ridiculous amount of time to choose whatever you want to do. I would have done 2 $7 puts, but you know what? And bring in a 50%. But you know what? I see nothing wrong with that. Right? You have so much time. And in 2026, like December, if you see that BBAI is like I don't know, $4 or $5 for whatever reasons, you can always go out in time and you can roll down to 750s, take $250 off the table as far as collateral, and then go to 2028. And so then you'll be basically telling the market, I'm not going to buy at 10. I changed my mind. I'm going to buy at 750, and the stock is at $4, $5. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that, man. Let's see what we got, guys. Yeah, man. I mean, it's a down day for sure. It's cash secure put heaven at this point. So, yeah. You guys want to take advantage of cash secure puts for sure. Serve Robotics is down almost 10%, almost 5%. Serve Robotics, October 17th, $9 cash secure put is $93 right now, 93 cents. You can go from 94, stink it at 95 if you want, see if you get taken out, get over 10% for your troubles. Nothing wrong with that at all. Serve Robotics, I think, is it's gonna be a player for sure. The 52-week low is 466. The 52-week high is 24.35. You're basically buying at $9, $8. Nothing wrong with that at all, man. You're protected. Let's see here. Yeah, SoundHound is it's a cash secure put land at this point. Figma is down to 69. Oh, nice. I'm waiting for Figma to come down to 50. If it could come down to 50, I'm gonna really look at it. Right now, sell a put. You can do a $70 cash secure put. You can do a $65 cash secure put on Figma and bring in $715 if you go to October. You go to January, you do 60, you could bring in 960. You could do 10. A stink bid it for 10 and try to bring in $10 for that $60 cash secure put, so you're protected up to $50. Nothing wrong with that at all. Not at all. Somebody was talking about Galaxy a few weeks ago. Look, now, Galaxy, it was almost at, let's see, at the 52-week high. 52-week low is 820. It's $23 right now. If you were really itching to get into Galaxy, GLXY, today would be the day. October 17th, $20 cash secure puts. You do 2250s. It's $23.91. Do 2250s, bring in $235. A little over 10% for your troubles. So basically buying it for $20. There's nothing wrong with that at all. If you've been looking at that. Take premium off the table, says Dude Face. I agree. Dude, I agree. Take money off the table for sure, my friend. The SPY is down. Tesla's down. Google is, Amazon is down. Geez, everything is down. It's just this Home Depot sales, man. Yeah. It's such a wonderful day today. Man, I bought some puts yesterday on Nvidia. I should have held them overnight. Damn it. I would have made a nice amount of money today. Man, I would have made a nice, like $150 per put. Damn it. VG is down. That is Venture Global. Somebody was talking about that. It's down 11% today. That's weird. Let's see. It's down. No, it's down 1.53 cents today, or 53%. Yeah, I don't know. No one that I like. I don't like that one. Rocket Companies is up right now. That's interesting. Marvell Technology is down. Nice. I would work. If you guys are looking at Marvell, MRVL, I would wait for it to go to 50s. You know, why not? It's a company that engages in design, development, and sale of integrated circuits. Its products include data processing units, security solutions, automotive, coherent DSP, DCI optical modules, and Ethernet controllers and such. Whoa! So, anyway, guys, I'm a little sleepy. I think I'm gonna go try to take a nap because I had a terrible night. But we are where we are with the stock market. I say, guys, take premium off the table with your covered calls. You could wait. You could wait a little bit. You don't have to buy them all today. See what happens tomorrow. But take some money off the table for sure. Today, beautiful day for cash secure puts. Right? You guys can definitely start some positions in companies you've been eyeing, and try to get 10% of your collateral. 10% or more of your collateral. That'd be a good move. So if you are looking at $20 cash secure puts on a stock like AAOI, try to bring in 10%. Hey, so that means $200, right? On a $2,000 cash secure put, because you're putting away $2,000, bring in 10%, which is like $200 or more, and then that way you have some available capital to play tomorrow. I'm going to like I said, I took some positions today. I did some cash secure puts. I brought in some money, and I'm going to see what tomorrow gives us. Definitely waiting for Friday and seeing what happens with this Jackson Hole meeting, right? But at this point, I don't know if we're going to go have a rate cut. Doesn't seem like it. There is no reason to have a rate cut. Just my 2 cents. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up, share, like, subscribe, play my videos in the background if you guys don't mind, so that I can get a little more traction. It helps me with the algo, right? And we'll keep selling cash secure puts and covered calls. We'll see what tomorrow brings. I'm going to go back on tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. So, it's been grand. It's been a great day. We're taking some money off the table for sure. Double D saying thank you. Savage, thank you for watching. Andres de la Torre saying leave some dry powder for tomorrow for sure. Ken's mom saying thank you. Savage, thank you for watching. Duty saying let's go. Thank you for watching, though, guys. Lisa, Cindy B, John Harpster, D Visual Arts, Wing Commander, Juan Velasquez, Moneymaker Juan, Walter Young, Mike, Igor Zabal, Hector, William Idaho, Jared, Mr. Lucky, Karen DCKT, Mando number 5, Bobby Atkinson, Always Be Writing, Jay Gill. Thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Keep your eye on the ball if you guys, are thinking about jumping into a position. Don't overthink it. If it's down 10%, 15% today, that's your cue. Not financial advice. It's just what I would do. But remember, bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. Don't get caught oinking around. See you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. California time. Until then, peace out, guys. Have a great day. Savage, over and out.